The writing section of the TOEFL can seem like a nightmare if you don't know how to approach it. Think about it. In one task, you're asked to read a long academic text about, say, the migration of humpback whales. Then, you listen to a lecture on the same topic. After that, you're given 20 minutes to write a 200-word essay summarizing both sources. For the second assignment, you'll write a short piece, at least 100 words long, answering a question posed by a professor. And you'll only have 10 minutes to do it. But don't worry, it's not as hard as it seems once you know the right tips and tricks, which we'll cover in today's video. My name is Anastasia, I scored 119 on the TOEFL test, and I'm about to share 10 crucial tips that will help you increase your writing score. Let's dive in. Tip number 1, avoid unnecessary repetition. Many students get so excited when writing that they tend to repeat the same idea or word a few times. While it's okay to use the same word 2 or even 3 times in an essay, repeating it more than that will result in a lower score. Let's look at part of my students writing for an academic discussion post. I firmly believe that homework is one of the most effective ways to help students improve their study skills. Although students usually attend class and pay attention to the professor's explanations, studies in the field of education show that they truly absorb the knowledge they get in the classroom only when they practice. As you can see, the word students is repeated twice in 2 subsequent sentences. We don't want that. You can use the same word a few times in the essay, but not too close to each other. So think of possible synonyms or structure your sentence to avoid using the same word altogether. Feel free to share your ideas of how we can avoid repeating the word students in the piece of the essay I just showed you. There is a great website that you can use to eliminate repetitive words in your essays. It's called Word Counter. Just paste your essay there and go to the keyword density feature. It'll show you which words are repeated the most in your essay. 2% repetition is fine, but anything over 3 to 4% should be replaced with synonyms or paraphrases. Tip number 2, vary your sentence structure. This doesn't mean that your sentences should be long and hard to understand. In fact, I don't recommend writing overly long or complex sentences. Americans don't do that. Instead, aim for medium-length, easy-to-understand sentences, but be sure to mix simple, compound, and complex sentences. This adds variety and demonstrates a good command of English, and it will make your essay score much higher. Knowing the different types of sentences will also help you avoid punctuation errors. So, it's a double win. In our TOEFL course, we have a lecture dedicated to fixing typical mistakes students make. And punctuation and sentence types are a big part of that lecture. I'll probably do a separate video on complex and compound sentences, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to make sure you don't miss it. Tip number 3, use formal language. While you shouldn't be overly formal, especially in the writing for an academic discussion task, remember to avoid slang and informal language in your writing. Stick to an academic tone to align with TOEFL expectations. This will also allow you to get a higher score for your vocabulary. I suggest creating lines with synonyms to help you prepare. For example, to buy, to purchase, to get, to obtain, to decrease, to decline, and so on. I'm not saying you shouldn't use the simpler alternatives. In fact, all of them are very welcome on the TOEFL writing section. Just make sure you have the more sophisticated options ready as well. Also, study the differences in meaning. For example, to obtain cannot always be used instead of to get. If I'm giving an example in the writing for an academic discussion task and want to write, I got a coffee on my way to work, I wouldn't use the verb to obtain instead. Saying, I obtained a coffee on my way to work would sound overly formal and unnatural in everyday contexts, like buying coffee. However, if I'm writing about formal or official acquisitions, I can substitute get for obtain. You must get a permit before you can begin construction. You must obtain a permit before you can begin construction. I can also get or obtain data. Get or obtain the records for a project. Get or obtain a loan. If you struggle with synonyms, you can check out our Advanced to Proficiency course. It's designed with language tests, such as TOEFL and IELTS in mind, so it's a great option for those who want to increase their level to ace both exams. In fact, in the first lecture, we'll analyze a typical essay written by a C1 student. Then we'll talk about advanced article rules and get into topic-specific vocabulary for areas such as politics, economics, social media, and so on. We'll also have a few lessons dedicated to synonyms, where I'll teach you how to use advanced synonyms effectively. I'll leave the link in the description below. Feel free to check it out. Tip number 4, paraphrase effectively. Speaking of synonyms, another important factor to consider is learning to paraphrase. When you're writing an integrated essay, you need to combine information from both the reading and the lecture, and organize it naturally in your essay. However, when you refer to points from the reading or a lecture, you should avoid direct quotations. This is especially true for the text. If you simply copy and paste parts of the text, they won't be considered your own words, and you'll lose points. Instead, you should paraphrase to show that you understand the information well and can put it into your own words. To paraphrase successfully, you can 1. Use synonyms. Way, method. Increase, go up. Decrease, decline, go down. Make less severe, mitigate, alleviate. 2. Change the sentence structure. For example, instead of writing, "It's good to do sports," you can write, "Doing sports is good." 3. Change active voice to passive voice, and vice versa. The government should ban violence and bad language on television. Violence and bad language should be banned from television. 4. Add extra information or take away some information. Being friendly is important in business. Being outgoing and friendly is important in business. Or use a combination of several strategies. For example, it's good to exercise regularly. Doing physical activity on a regular basis is beneficial. Tip number 5, use transition words. Again, don't get me wrong. I don't want you to start every sentence with a new transition word. In fact, I strongly discourage it. But sprinkling your writing with words like in addition, however, for example, as a result, or therefore, will definitely improve the flow of your essay and make it easier to follow. Just be careful not to overuse them. And another important thing to keep in mind is to avoid too formal connectors. Using transitions like hence or thus is a bit too much. They work well in academic articles and research, but they definitely won't look natural in a classroom discussion post. Tip number 6, make a plan. Before you start writing either essay, take 2 to 3 minutes to outline what you're going to write. For the integrated essay, think about how you're going to present the information from the reading and listening in a way that's clear for someone who has never read the text nor listened to the lecture. For the writing for an academic discussion paper, focus on planning your response and finding a relevant reason or reasons supported by detailed examples. This will help you organize your ideas and structure your response effectively. Because when you start writing, it will be much harder to keep the structure in mind. In my one-on-one sessions, I proofread and grade tons of essays. And truth be told, many of them start with one idea and end up with a completely different one. Tip number 7 is use a clear structure. Part of the TOEFL Writing rubric criteria says that your essays should be well organized. This means that each of them should follow a certain structure. The best way to have the structure and maintain it under pressure is to use a template. Templates can work wonders. I've seen them raise student scores from 23 to 26 and higher. They also make sure that some parts of your essay do not contain any mistakes. An example I always like to give is that the template for an integrated essay in our TOEFL course is 119 words long, which means that if your essay is 200 words, the template will be about 60% of your answer. While if you write 250 words, the template will make up 47%. So first, templates help with the structure, because all you have to do is fill in the blanks with the information you've learned. And second, they reduce the number of mistakes in your essay and allow you to produce error-free sentences. Just as we started talking about the integrated essay, here's another super important tip. Avoid giving your personal opinion. This essay is not about your opinion at all. You shouldn't make any judgments about the information presented. Instead, simply summarize the information from the reading and listening materials. Be neutral and don't take sides. Personal opinions are not required for this assignment and may lower your score. Tip number 9, use specific examples in the writing for an academic discussion task. Now, for this assignment, you should be prepared not only to share your opinion, but also to support your points with specific examples. You can use a personal story, or an example of your friend or family member. If you use English at work or at school, consider using examples from those areas. This will allow you to use more topic-specific vocabulary and demonstrate your level. Remember that using specific examples in this task will strengthen your arguments, make your response more convincing, and even allow you to use a better variety of tenses. Actually, the reason I love personal stories so much in the writing for an academic discussion task and in the first question of the speaking section is that they allow us to use a variety of tenses, such as the past simple, the past continuous, the present perfect, and more. Tip number 10, learn common essay topics. While you'll be confronted with a lot of academic vocabulary for the integrated essay, which you can review by watching these videos on our channel, the writing for an academic discussion task usually asks questions on fairly similar topics. So familiarize yourself with these topics and think of words and collocations you can use when discussing each one. What I always do with my students is make phrase lists. For example, if your topic is education, you might make a list: learning outcomes, critical thinking, lifelong learning, retain information, strive for excellence, absorb new material, get students engaged in the process. For technology, you can use with the advent of, transform beyond all recognition, cutting-edge technologies, to be on the rise, data security, user-friendly interface, and more. When discussing environmental issues, you might use terms such as renewable energy, carbon footprint, sustainable development, biodiversity conservation, environmental degradation, and others. These lists don't have to be long. In fact, having at least 10 phrases or collocations for each topic is great. Doing so will help you prepare some examples and lexical items in advance, which will help you write an effective essay more quickly on the day of the test. Finally, a small bonus tip from me: write the integrated essay and the writing for an academic discussion essay back to back at least a few times before the test. This can be tiring, so be sure to prepare yourself for the strain. Regular practice under timed conditions will help you build stamina for the test day. Now you have my top 10 TOEFL writing tips. Thanks for watching. If you want more tips, feel free to check out this video. If you're currently preparing for the test and you're struggling with the writing section, get the Pro package and schedule a consultation with me, where we'll analyze your essays and find out exactly what you need to do differently to get a higher score. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tips and tricks on how to ace the TOEFL test. And remember, scoring 100+ on the TOEFL isn't rocket science. It's the little things you do that make all the difference. As always, I wish you all a stellar TOEFL score. Until next time.